Hello everyone, welcome to Raj Malhotra's IAS Academy, and in this video session we are going to cover the climatic crisis in northeastern region of India. By the means of this video we will cover how climate change is impacting the Indian monsoon and what are the various consequences of that. So first thing first, the climate of northeast India is changing, and the recent reports suggest the rainfall patterns in this region are changing dramatically. There is unpredictability in the rainfall patterns, whether they are increasing or decreasing. We will cover in this video how the climate change is impacting the Indian monsoon. So first of all, the rainfall patterns are changing, and Indian Meteorological Department suggested the normal to below normal rainfall will be expected in the entire region of northeastern part of India, and that too in coming up years. So this is the very first thing that we need to understand, and what are the impacts that we are going to cover in this video. So first of all, what are the rainfall patterns which are changing in this region? First thing is the aspect of warming. As soon as the global warming will increase, there will be increase in the frequency of the droughts as well as the intensity of the droughts, because whenever the temperature will rise, it will lead to the condition of drying up of the region. So this is also one of the aspect, but yes, later on we will discuss this increase in temperature. We will see can be the cause of erratic rainfall patterns in India. Second thing here is an increase in moisture and drying up together will change the rainfall patterns in an unpredictable ways. So this is the lacuna here, this is the peculiarity of Indian monsoon, where we need to understand how climate change is impacting it, whether the rainfall patterns or whether the rainfall amount will increase or it will decrease, because there are various studies which are suggesting different things, right? So the third part here is why the particular region of northeastern part of India is observing the change in rainfall pattern. First of all, the thing is the Eurasian snowfall. As soon as the snowfall in the Eurasian region will increase, what it will do, it will decrease the temperature in that region. And whenever the temperature will decrease, what will happen? The stability condition, the atmospheric stability conditions will come up, and with the stability conditions, the rainfall amount will decrease. As we all know, atmospheric stability leads to decrease in the rainfall. So these are the patterns which are observed in the northeastern part of India. Third thing is, now there are various other studies which are suggesting about one very good phenomenon of climatology, that is known as Pacific Decadal Oscillation. We all have learnt about El Nino and La Nina events. El Nino and La Nina, both events are impacting Indian monsoon. We know about that. El Nino in turn, if we say, decrease the rainfall pattern in India. La Nina increase the rainfall amount in India. But with this, we are coming up with another session where we will discuss in detail the Pacific Decadal Oscillation. But for the time being, for the purpose of this video, we are just having glimpse of what Pacific Decadal Oscillation is. This is nothing but just similar to the El Nino and La Nina. If I am saying this is Pacific Decadal Oscillation, if word oscillation is being used, which simply means one thing, that is there would be positive as well as negative phase, because with these two phases there will be oscillations. So if I want to tell you about the Pacific Decadal Oscillation, I will have to cover in two phases, positive as well as negative. But for the time being, we will discuss the positive decadal oscillation. And we know El Nino is an event of southern Pacific Ocean where heating up of Central and Eastern Pacific Ocean takes place. With the heating up of Central and Eastern Pacific Ocean, there is dramatic decrease in rainfall pattern in India. Yes, but the Pacific Decadal Ocean talks about the western part of North America, where positive PDO indicates the rise in temperature near the California or western part of North American coast. If this part will be warming up intensively, there will be a region in India which will see the decrease in rainfall. Why is it so? Because this positive PDO can be seen, as the similar event as that of El Nino. But we need to remember here one thing, that is El Nino is an event which lasts for around 6 to 12 months, but this PDO, Pacific Decadal Oscillation, lasts for around 1 to 2 decades. So if the positive PDO is going to be maintained in this region, in the northern Pacific part near to the Northern American western coast, it is similar to El Nino. And if El Nino events are there, we know the amount of rainfall will definitely decrease. So we need to remember this thing, that positive PDO is nothing but similar to El Nino. Rather, if we say El Nino is the event of southern oscillation, positive PDO is the event of complete Pacific Ocean, which majorly impacts the western part of Northern America, and its impact can be seen on the Indian subcontinent, right? So this is also one of the reasons why dramatically the rainfall patterns are changing in northern eastern part. So if we see the variability and unpredictability of the rainfall, these all things are increasing. Why is it so? This is just because of the impact of climate change. And if we see, there is Partha Jyoti Das who suggested we cannot clearly say whether the rainfall patterns will increase or rainfall will decrease. Why is it so? Because we don't have exact data related to it, and if we are having no data collection infrastructure, then we cannot predict in a scientific manner, in an exact manner, what would be the rainfall pattern. So with this video, I am just trying to tell you here is whether if there is climate change, yes, there is climate change. With this climate change, what would be the impact on Indian monsoon? Because on one hand, we say if global warming is going to take place, with that the intensity and frequency of El Nino events and positive PDOs are increasing, which will decrease the rainfall. But on the other hand, if oceanic sea surface temperature will increase in Arabian Sea, it will lead to the increase in rainfall in Indian subcontinent. There is also one more study which was done recently by German climatologist. They suggested with every single degree rise in temperature, there will be 5% increase in the rainfall in Indian subcontinent. So there are mixed views related to it, but we are just here to let you people understand that yes, climate change will definitely impact the Indian monsoonal rainfall pattern, where if we see the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, they have projected if there will be increase in temperature by 1.8 to 2.1 degrees Celsius by 2030, the annual rainfall will increase by 0.3 to 3% in the same period. So they are suggesting if the temperature will increase, the rainfall is going to increase. So there are mixed views related to it, but we cannot say what exactly would be the scenario with the climate change, because if global warming and climate change will occur, El Nino events will increase and they might be responsible for the decrease in rainfall on Indian mainland. And if we talk about the global and planetary change paper forecast, then they suggested if rise of temperature will be by 0.64 degrees Celsius between 2011 to 2040, there will be, if we can say, there will be increase in the rainfall by 33 millimeter annually. So this is the major reason where climate change is impacting Indian monsoon. But we need to understand what would be the impact of this climate change on Indian mainland. The very first thing that we need to understand here is Indian economy is majorly agrarian economy, and for agriculture we are predominantly dependent upon monsoon. So if there is changes in monsoon, there will be changes in the cropping pattern, land use pattern in India. And if I would suggest you, if there will be increase in rainfall, the major change that we will see in the changing course of rivers, the impact, major impact can be seen on the rivers, because if we talk about Himalayan rivers such as Ganga and Brahmaputra, their Brahmaputra river carries large amount of sediments in an year. If there will be large rainfall, there will be large amount of water, then the Assam Valley would be the most vulnerable. Why? Because there will be more sediments, and with the more sediments, river will always try to change its course, and when river will try to change its course, the river will be responsible for the floods in that region. So that's what the major impact that we need to understand here. And with the other impact, if we see the changing rainfall pattern during the monsoonal season, yes, we have seen they will affect the flow of rivers first, they will affect the snow cover. Why is it so? If there will be changes in snow cover, the albedo will change. With the changes in albedo, there will be a vicious cycle of climate change, and the impact can be seen very dramatically here in this mainland. So, and in fact, the habitat, the animal grazing pattern, and in fact the cropping pattern on Indian mainland will change. So these would be the major impacts, because we know we are predominantly dependent upon monsoon, and if there will be changes in monsoonal pattern, there will be changes in socio-economic political spheres of India. I hope you will like this video. Thank you so much.